So we'll begin with the breath and grounding. This is how we always drop into yoga practices, to have a moment of, or a couple of minutes of meditation. And let's get the breath going too. So get even on your sit bones. You can just rock back and forth a little bit until you feel rooted through those bones that you sit on. And go ahead and close your eyes. And begin Ujjayi breath. So Ujjayi breath there is a tutorial in the group on this. If you haven't seen it yet, what it is it's a little whisper sound that you make by gently dragging the breath through the throat. Inhaling and exhaling through the nose. And expanding this breath all through the spine so that you're nice and tall and spacious. And just taking the next few breaths to feel the breath and listen to it. Get into your body. Feel your body. Scan through and check in with the sensations that are here with you now. I like to imagine the breath like a gentle searchlight in the body, just shining into the shadows and taking in full spectrum of sensation. Working with just one spot that comes up on your scan. So in the next area that is going to be your main intention for the day. We'll be watching this spot throughout class, giving it some extra breath, and then noticing how it feels different at the end. And it could be any kind of spot. It could be tight, numb, painful, spacious. Maybe it's just a spot that needs an extra sparkle. And then go ahead and put your hands on your area. And amp up Ujjayi breath. 3 deep inhales and exhales into this area, or maybe just around it if you can't quite access the nucleus of it yet. Alright, gently open your eyes. And let's switch the cross of the legs so you have a non-habitual cross. And it may just be one foot in front of the other, or one foot on top of the other. I like to have both my feet on the floor. Feels good on my ankles. So pranayama today, this is the breath practice. It is alternate nostril breathing. So breathe as I describe this. The way it works is we'll be starting with the left hand, folding in the first 2 fingers. And then you'll have your thumb here and your ring finger are going to be your nostril pluggers. Pinky is just kind of like out there on the side. So we'll be plugging starting with the thumb on the right, the left, and then, so I'm mirroring. I'm actually not sure if the mirror comes off on YouTube. We'll find out next time. So plugging with the thumb, we'll inhale through the left until you're full, and then plugging both nostrils, so with your ring finger, your thumb, holding the breath until it's comfortable or interesting, and then lifting up the thumb, exhaling out the left side until you're empty. So that's half of the round. We'll go back in through that side to complete the round, hold till it's comfortable or interesting, and then lift up the ring and exhale out the other side until you're empty. So we'll do 2 rounds on each side. I'll cue you when we switch hands. You can go ahead and just do what I'm saying with your left hand. And in that way, if I am not mirroring, then you can watch me see. All right, so plug with the thumb. Here we go, chest lifted. Inhale through the right nostril. Until you're full, and when you're full, plug both and hold until it's comfortable or interesting. So that's a personal edge. When you're ready to exhale, you lift up the thumb and exhale out until you're empty. And then it'll be back in through that side until you're full. And as you hold the breath, feel for softening around it. Let the breath swirl around inside of you, inside of your spot. I think of this pranayama as threading peace through the mind. Whenever you complete your second round, switch hands and start in on the other side. This is a great brain balancer. You'll start by plugging with the thumb and inhaling through the left nostril. As you hold the breath, let it swirl around inside your spot, letting it soften and relax. Uptake the nourishment of that breath you're holding. you hold the breath, also notice where you might be gripping that you could just soften. So a lot of times we're like, it's not really holding the breath, it's just like containing it. Finishing up the round you're on. And when you're finished, ease onto hands and knees. So there's no rush. You can all just catch up in our own time here. We're coming into cat-cow. Let's do a child's pose. That sounds really yummy. So take the knees wider than the hips and sit back on the heels. Arms stretch out in front of you. And keep the breath going really deep. So get the Ujjayi breath, making that whisper sound. And just call yourself into your body. All right, come on to hands and knees. Tabletop position for cat-cow. So stack wrists right underneath shoulders. Knees are as wide as your hips, and then you want to make sure that your feet are trailing back in line with the legs. Really connecting with your hands here. Feel the planets, spread fingers, and I like to just look at the hands too and just like acknowledge them. Inhale, the belly come down, smooth chest forward. So that's cow pose. Exhale, round spine. Head down and hug belly up. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, round. Inhale, cow pose. I picture a cow like going moo. And then exhale, round, cat pose. Get all the breath out and release the head. Keep going. Use this flow to really juice up your breathing. One of the beauties of being at home in your yoga practice is that you can play with having a nice, loud Ujjayi breath. And as you get deeper into the breath, it becomes less of an effort to breathe like this, and you can start to slip into some really yummy trance states. Now you can keep flowing in this traditional cat-cow, or if you like, you can explore some more and see what else feels good, but just keep the breath going. And then have movement from the body rather than the mind making any plans. Just focus on the breathing and see where your body takes you. So the mind is just like on a ride here. Maybe even you could play with moving from your spot. That area that you're working with today, if you're watching and breathing into extra. So take 3 more deep cycles of breath, either in cat-cow or exploring freestyle. And then come on back to neutral. And come down to forearms and knees for dolphin prelude. So on your forearms, you're going to get this measurement here. Clasp upper arms. So fingertips are wrapping around a little bit, around the biceps. And then just look, because what we're going for is elbows underneath shoulders. And then interlace fingers. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see me if you need to. You're going to take a big step back with your knees, about 1 foot back. And then take your knees as wide as your mat or wider than your hips if that feels too wide. On an inhale, lift your upper back. So you're going to kind of round right behind your heart. On an exhale, send your sit bones back. And put your head down on the floor. Deep breath here. So your butt should be way up in the air, head is rooted down to the planet. And working your Ujjayi breath nice and deep. Let your shoulder blades roll down toward the floor to soften up around the neck and behind the heart. So a few more breaths here. If you'd like to take it a little deeper, bend your elbows and lift your knuckles up off the floor. So that'll open up the shoulders more. Now sometimes I'll do that and it hurts. So if that's happening for you, just put your knuckles back down. Two more, filling the breath right into your area. Come on back to forearms and knees. So you're going to bring knees back underneath hips. And we'll set up for dolphin pose. So take a look here real quick so I can show you this lift in the shoulders. So right now I'm scrunching and I'm squeezing my shoulder blades toward each other, which is kind of what a lot of us do. So what you want to do before you come into the dolphin is press down through the forearms to lift and spread out the back. So that's the move. So come on down to forearms and knees. Make sure that your elbows are under your shoulders. You can do that measurement again. Put your head down. Take an inhale, lift and spread up your back. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, come up into dolphin pose. Deep Ujjayi breath. This is a powerful pose, so you're going to need some powerful breath. So you can bend your knees here, and then send your ass way back, so you're lifting out of shoulders. Feel for the shoulder blades, calves and the ribs, and really just let your head go. Melt the weight of your head toward the floor. Inject your breath right into any tightness in your shoulders or your neck. Upper back. And you can use the power of the exhale too to breathe through those tight spots. Resource your breath to encounter any stickiness that's coming up for you, any resistance. Take your breath right into it and you can start to have a different experience of those sensations. Take 3 more deep inhales and exhales. It might help to exhale out the mouth if you're feeling intensity, helps move energy. And then nice and easy, come on down to the knees. Bring your arms by your sides, head down to the floor for embryo. Let your shoulder blades melt down your back and balloon a huge breath in the upper back. Let it go out your mouth. Again, fill up the back. And let it go. All right, ease on up. And watch me here for the demo of our core work today. So this is called modified elbow to knee. And this is how it goes. Feet are on the floor to begin. We'll draw elbows up and stretch shoulders down. On the inhale, we'll fill up the low belly. And just watch me for this because then you'll have a visual when we get into it. You're going to press the low back down into the floor and curl tailbone up. It's not lifting the butt up. It's just a shift of the pelvis. On the exhale, we'll lift up one knee and twist elbows toward the thigh. So it's not touching the elbow to knee actually. You're going to keep the knee right up above the hip and just gently twist toward the thigh, supporting the weight of the head. That's one side. We'll come back to center, feet come down. You can bring the head down all the way if you like, or if you want a little more of an up level, you can keep the shoulders up. We'll curl tailbone up and then the other side. Belly comes down. All right, so come onto your back. Feet to the floor. Drop elbows up and shrug shoulders down away from ears. And you want a full interlace of the fingers, by the way, so no poking yourself in the head with your fingertips. Take a deep, fluffy inhale into low belly, low back. Hold the breath, press the low back down into the floor, curl tailbone up, and then exhale, lift the left knee up above the head, twist elbows toward the thigh. Hug your belly down into the floor, watch it move. Inhale, come back to center, so relax the back when you inhale. Come down all the way or a little bit with the head, hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, lift the right knee up. Twist elbows toward the thigh. And then move low belly down into low back. Inhale, back to center. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up, connecting low back with the floor. Exhale, lift the left knee. Spread your toes. And hug belly down into the floor. Inhale back to center. Hold the breath. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, lift the right knee. Twist toward the thigh. Be sure you're not yanking on your head. Support your head. Hold belly down. Inhale back to center. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, lift the left knee. Twist. Toes alive. Belly down. Inhale. Curl tailbone up. Exhale, twist to the right knee. And belly down. So do 2 more rounds on your own. Be sure to relax when you inhale, curl tailbone up, and then on the exhale you twist. Belly comes down at the bottom of the exhale. When you exhale, you can even feel for kind of hollowing belly down into the floor. When you're finished, come into Supta Konasana. This is like a butterfly pose. Soles of the feet come together, knees open out to the sides. Put hands on your low belly. And balloon your breath into your hands. Exhale, release your pelvic floor. That's what I need to release my pelvic floor. Let's do that again. Take a big inhale. And you can raspberry lips out. Next pose is bridge. Bring soles of feet to the floor. Now here's something that you can do. If you have sensitive knees, if you have any knee stuff going on, bringing something between your legs during bridge pose is really helpful. So blocks are good. If you're using a block, you're going to squeeze it between your legs, the medium width. If you don't have a block, what you can do is take a towel lengthwise. I should have brought a towel, but I didn't. You're going to fold it in thirds and then roll it up so it becomes like a log. Now, you probably don't have that queued up right now, so if you don't, that's totally fine. You're just going to get a little extra squeeze of your knees in bridge pose, and I'll cue it too as we come into it. Inner thigh strength is really key for healing of knees, so that's what this is about. All right, so feet are to the floor. Reach your fingertips toward your heels so you can touch your heels or almost touch your heels. And then turn the palms up and kind of scoop the shoulder blades out to the side. So chest and upper back are nice and broad. Root down through your inner arches. Take a deep breath, spread your back into the floor. Exhale, press down through your feet and lift hips up for bridge pose. Deep, deep Ujjayi breath. So that's the first order of business in each pose, is to breathe. Ideally, you're breathing the whole time, like even between poses, but it's good to check in with when you get into a pose. What kind of breath is going to serve you and help you get into your body here? So take an inhale and lift your chest up toward your chin. Keep that lift and exhale, tuck the tailbones. You're going to curl pubic bone toward the navel too to lengthen low back. Now you can use your leg and butt muscles here, but you don't want to be squeezing your asshole. So one thing you can do is put your hands on your butt and just kind of track how you're using your leg muscles. You can play with completely relaxing your butt and using the leg muscles to keep the hips up and dragging the tailbone toward the knees. And that way you can just track when those muscles are firing and teach yourself how to use other muscles. So stay with your breath through anything that comes up for you. A lot of times I find in bridge pose we get, a little quiver happening or burning in the legs and just like want to run away from it. But consider this, that what you're feeling is your power. A lot of times we have like storage of power in our legs, and we start to feel it and we go, yes! So use that breath to kind of fan the flames, get some nice embers burning in the legs. Lengthen your neck out on the floor. So upper back, neck, and shoulders should all be soft. Or I don't want to say should, but go for that. And you can use your hands to massage your body. Like I'm noticing my back muscles are really tensing up here, so I'm just kind of rubbing my thumbs into them, showing them how to let go a little more, or to be in a new way. All right, we're coming down together. Stay with me. Take a big inhale. Spread the ribs to sides. Exhale, tuck the tailbone and lower just the upper backbone down to the floor. Inhale, spread the breath into the waistline. Exhale, tuck tailbone deeper and lower your mid backbone down to the floor. This is my favorite part. Inhale into low belly, low back. Tuck the tailbone as deep as it goes, and you're going to stretch out, lumbar curve into the floor. Bringing the rest of it. If you have anything between your legs, remove it. Hug knees into chest. Enjoy the release of that pose. Let a big old breath through your low back. Beautiful. Feel your body. Feel your spot. Roll on over to one side and come on up to standing. Let's see. It's cool how the mats look parallel in the video, but they're not in the room. All right, mountain pose. Standing with presence. So standing nice and tall, rooted through the feet. And you can have your feet together or apart. I tend to practice with my feet hip width distance, or video that's shown me wider. When you bring your feet together, it's a little more of an opening in the hips. So if you're a more flexy hip person, that might be for you. I just feel way more grounded when I've got my feet wide. Grounding is what I need. So take some breaths here, check in with your spot. And just notice how your intention around choosing this area may be unfolding for you right now. All right, come into chair pose. So bend the knees. You can touch down even, or not. And then raise the arms. So get very present in your feet, getting that earth grounding going on. Really weight down, and I like to lift and spread the toes. This is called active feet. It's a really great way to align in your poses, to lift and spread your toes, because you'll get more awareness. Like I felt my low belly turn on when I did that. And you can get a little movement going here, so you can even kind of get into a little cat-cow action. You bring the arms out to the sides for wrist stretches. Flex fingers to the face, spread fingers. Take a big inhale, reach the palms out. On the exhale, stretch out the pinky finger, fold it in, and then ring, middle, index. All of them. Thumbs over knuckles and knuckles down, shoulders down. Inhale again, open up, spread the fingers. Exhale, pinky first, stretching out each finger to make a fist with thumbs over knuckles, and then draw it all down, press the chest up. Bring the arms out in front of you. Artemis twist to the right, so make a fist with the right hand, and then draw it back, opening up like you're drawing your bow and arrow. Keep your hips square, chest lifted. Reach out through the arms. Bring your breath right between your backbones. Inhale, come back to center. Other side, make a fist with the left and open up. Come on back. Inhale, stand up, reach arms up. Hug low belly in, exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift, hands come to the shins or the floor if you're more flexible. Inhale, stretch chest forward. Exhale, forward fold. And you can bend your knees, especially if you have tight hammies or sciatica or low back stuff going on. Inhale, rise up. Stretch up. Exhale, palms to center. Inhale, arms. Exhale, fold forward. So let your spine relax as you come down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, stand up. Palms together, exhale, hands to heart. Inhale. So use this flow to calibrate your breath and the creation of your practice. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften. Inhale, rise. Exhale, palms. Inhale. Spread your fingers, exhale, enjoy the ride. Inhale to lengthen, flat back. Inhale, stand up. Exhale, palms. Creating your practice is taking responsibility for your experience. And how you do that is you pay attention to how you move, how you breathe, and how you think. If you must think. I must. So if you're someone that has a really on mind all the time, you have to get really responsible with the way you think. Noticing how it affects your experience and what you create in the world, which is your experience. Do one more, finish up them on your own. Standing mountain pose with your spot. Notice any sensations in that area. Right, ease on into a forward fold. Just bend your knees and melt forward. So if you have any sciatica, you really want to back off of your forward fold. Always have a deep bend in the knees and maybe not even come down all the way or skip them all together. Neck traction, interlace your fingers and bring them behind your neck. So you want to make sure your hands are behind your neck, not behind your head, behind your neck. And then squeeze your forearms to your jawline. So it's kind of like you're making a neck brace out of your hands, your wrists, and your forearms. Stay with your breathing. And then start to draw the elbows down toward the floor. So this is going to traction your neck longer and bring a nice curve into your cervical spine. And just let it all out my mouth. This is a really good place to just dump out, let your brain drain. Unload anything you've been shouldering that you can let go of right now. So you can play with even gently pulling on the head as you keep your forearms to your jaw, but gently explore, get to know this before you go all the way home. All right, let that go. Put the hands down and step your left foot back for a lunge with the knee down. If you have sensitive knees, pad up your knees. So you can flip your mat over or bring a towel or a pad underneath there. Get into your feet. Scissor your inner thighs toward each other. So you can keep your hands down for now if you like, or bring hands up to thigh. So the alignment in this one is you can back out of it a little bit. And then externally rotate your left. And then your right. Oh boy. Whatever thigh is forward, externally rotate it. And then anchor your tailbone down, so it's going to activate low belly to lift up. And then come on into it deeper. It's okay for the knee to go past the ankle if it's okay with your knee. You can keep your hands on your body, down, or put them up. So I'm keeping one hand here to anchor that hip down because this one's a little wonky for me. Lift your ribs up, so you're going to lift up our low back. Exhale, drop in. All right, we're going to take a lazy twist to the right. Put your left hand down. And then inhale, open chest up to the right. Reach your chest forward as well as open to the side. And then go ahead and just put your head down. You can go ear to shoulder or look down. And you can also float that right arm if you like to open up wings. Set your left shoulder down the back away from the ear and let another layer go in the neck. All right, bring both hands back down. If your mat is flipped, unflip it. Tuck your back toes under and then come up into a runner's lunge. So again, scissor thighs in, so it's going to square the hips off. Back heel is high. Take some deep breaths and just little circles with the hips. Just explore some movement here. Next is warrior one. So we're going to step your left foot out a little bit to the left and bring the foot down all the way. So the toes are pointing forward about 45 degrees. And then ease on out. Squaring the hips off to the front. So you can see there, this is when my hips are starting to open to the side, and this pose we want to bring them to face forward. Like you've got two headlights on your hip bones and then pointing in the same direction. Forward. Take a deep root through that back leg. And then bend the front knee so it comes right over the ankle. If you're feeling crunchy in the low back, tucking the tailbone is probably in order. So you can take your hands to low belly, low back. Take a big inhale in the hands. Exhale, tuck your tailbone. So it's lengthening tail down toward the floor. So again, you can imagine an anchor. Arms if you like. This side view makes me get very honest about my tailbone tuck. I'm going to shorten my stance up a little bit. Interlace fingers behind you. Draw knuckles and tailbone down. Inhale, lift chest up. Exhale, belly in. Keep using that Ujjayi breath. You can roll out your neck here if that feels good or makes sense to you here. Be gentle. Release that. Inhale, bring arms up. And then bring the hands all the way down for pyramid pose. So step your back foot up about a foot. This is a straight-legged pose. Feet are hip width distance still. Now I say it's a straight-legged pose, but if you need to bend the knees, that's okay. Especially if you have sciatica going on. Lift and spread your front toes. Inhale, lift up halfway. Now your hands can be to your shin if you can't reach the floor. Exhale, bow forward. So either brace your hands on shin, or to the floor, or blocks if you have them, or water bottles work well too. Breathe right through the arches of your feet. All right, step back to high plank, high push-up position. So, plank energy. If you need to modify this is just about finding your personal edge. So this might be your personal edge, putting the knees down. If you're doing this, you've got your butt down in line with your body, not up like this. Make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders, fingers are spreading wide. You can put a little press into your fingertips to ease up in the wrists. If need it. 3 lion's breaths. Take a huge inhale. Stick out your tongue, exhale. Knees down gently. Take a deep inhale, spread the ribs. Pull chest forward, come all the way down. Serpentine cobra. So you're going to bring your arms into a cactus position. And then fingertips down to the floor. Root your pubic bone down into the mat. Reach back for your feet on the floor. Inhale, lift chest up. And then just freestyle roll through this with your very deep breath. So you can roll up the neck, the shoulders, get maybe a little twisting action by looking over one shoulder and then the other. And again, just follow your body. See what your body has to show you about where your medicine is. If you have a shoulder or neck tweak, just be really careful around that spot. So moving gently. No whipping your head around or anything. Hi, friend. And then come on back to center. Lower down. Inhale, hands underneath shoulders. Exhale, downward facing dog. So I like a kind of shorty dog. So you might want to walk your feet up a little bit. And you can also bend your knees here. So feel for your dolphin pose. You can see the similarities here. You can bend the knees, and then you want to send your ass back again. So you're getting nice and lifted out of the shoulders. Wrap your shoulder blades toward your armpits to broaden upper back. Now this is going to turn on your chest and your armpit muscles, and it might feel more intense and hard. But the more you work these, the more you'll be able to let your neck go and get your shoulders in a good way. So let's take 3 exhales out the mouth. Big inhale. And you can turn these into lines if you like, or raspberry lips. Step left foot between the hands for warrior. Uno, lunge knee down. The knees down. Breathe as you set it up. You can pat up the knee if you need it. Scissor thighs in toward each other. And then you keep your hands down, or you can ease on up, hands to back. Taking that external rotation of the front thigh. That helps square off the hips too. This whole hip for me just went ooh. Tail anchors down. Arms if you like. Lifting up out of low back. So you're just lifting each backbone off the next. Lazy twist to the left. Bring your right hand down. And open up wings. Or hand on the hip there. Deep breath. Relax your neck. Bring hands back down. If your mat's flipped, unflip it. And tuck your back toes under. Come into runner's lunge. And then just getting a little movement as we root down into the feet. So that's interesting, is if you move your hips from your feet rather than just swinging your hips around, actually do it from that activated place, connection with the planet. Coming into warrior one, so stepping the back foot up and out to the right a little bit. So feet are hip width distance. Make sure that back foot is down all the way, so toes are pointed forward about 45 degrees, and then knees on up. Deep root through that back foot. And bending front knee to come right over the ankle. Hips are square to the top of the mat. And then you can take that tailbone tuck there, hand the low belly, low back. On the exhale, descend the tailbone, lift the pubic bone. So if you picture your pelvic bowl, it'll go from spilling forward to being level. Easier said than done for some of us. It's a hard move for me. I used to get really bored in Warrior One, but I find so much power here. It's really such a triumphant stance, so grounded and powerful. So really breathe that in and through your cells. Right, interlace behind you, non-habitual lace this time. So you're going to put the other index finger on top. Draw knuckles and tail down. Inhale, lift chest. And then you can shrug shoulders down, keeping chest lifting up. And you can do what feels good here in your neck. You can tuck the chin, you could roll it out, you could open it up. Stay rooted in the feet. Release that, bring the hands down for pyramid pose. Stepping the back foot up about a foot. Level off your hips. Hands either to the floor, to your water bottle or your block or your shin. Inhale, halfway lift, stretch chest and crown forward. Exhale, bow and release the head. So you may still be bracing yourself on your shin or on a prop. Breathe through your feet. Position. For a special breath here, we'll do moon breath, which is where you purse your lips and blow out through your lips like you're cooling up a hot baby. And this is a really nice way to just bring some grace when you find yourself in struggle. So take a deep inhale. Knees down gently. Big inhale, spread the ribs. Exhale, pull chest forward, come all the way down. Sphinx pose, bring the hands out about 12 inches in front of the shoulders. And then you're going to squeeze elbows in and put them down on the floor. Root your pubic bone down. Little reach back for your feet on the floor. Inhale, spread the ribs. Exhale, pull the chest forward and shoulders back. So it's like you're trying to drag the ribs forward. And if your pubic bone weren't rooted so deeply, you might actually slide forward. You can put your head down as you reach chest forward or roll out the neck. Feel for moving that curve in your back farther up toward your heart. One more deep inhale here. Spread ribs out. Exhale, pull the floor toward you. Come all the way down. Elbows out to the sides. Take a cheek down and arms to the sides. Just relax everything. Balloon a big breath into your upper back. And let it go. Turn your cheek over. Take this breath into your low back. Balloon that curve open. And let it go. Inhale, hands underneath shoulders. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, come on down to your knees. And we'll play with splits. So every advanced pose has a beginning. And for splits, it's opening up the hamstrings. Take our shirt off for this. So here's what you can do. If you have a split floor, you can put something under your heel. So that this is the half splits position. So I'm going to lift my chest. So I'm lengthening my spine over the leg. Hands are down. And this can be plenty right here. Just bowing forward. Maybe your edge today. This may be your advanced pose. Front foot is super flexed and active. If you want to go deeper, you can have something under your heel if you have a slip floor to ease into it. If you don't have a slip floor, like if you're on carpet, then you just kind of negotiate your way into that. Keep the hands down. So anywhere along here may be your peak. If you have a sciatica, nobody has told me that they do, but if you do, let's see, instead I'm going to have you do Supta Baddha Konasana, or not Supta, just and this, okay? So no splits if you have sciatica. So we'll start with the right foot forward. Flex the front foot, spread the toes, hands are down, hips are square. Take an inhale, scoop chest forward. So you can just start to bow in here, and if you want to go deeper into splits, you start to ease that heel forward, and maybe the knee back if you're on carpet, or just on your mat. So focus your breath in here. Start breathing through your feet to open up leg lines. As much as you can, keep chest lifted so don't crunch in on yourself. And even if you're bowing forward in the half version. Rather than rounding weights pulled forward, you're gonna reach chest toward foot. And keeping your toes spreading is a really good way to get deeper in the pose while staying protected. All right, ease on up and switch sides. I also didn't mention this, but I have padded up my mat extra so that my knees protected, and I recommend doing that, especially if you have sensitive knees. If you feel any discomfort here. So get curious about this side, it might be different. You might need to treat it differently. And don't use anyone else's practice to shame yourself or tell yourself that you should be doing something different. It's all about finding your own personal edge. Okay, ease on out of that. Come on to your back. Happy baby. Yay. So you bend your knees, take them out to the sides, and have your feet right above your knees. You can take a hold of the soles of your feet. If it's a reach for you, if you're like doing this, put your head and shoulders down. You can hold your ankles or the backs of your legs. I really like to rock around and explore, move my legs. But it may feel good too to hold it in stillness and get the breath moving through your hips and your legs. Low back. So yummy. Open up low back. And bring into that happy baby spirit. It's just like totally dependent on other people and in their body anyway. What an incredible demonstration that is from our little ones. And ourselves, because we were little ones and we have that nature in us. Release your legs, and we'll come into our final spinal twist. Stretch your left leg out long on the floor and hug your right knee into your chest. And really squeeze it in. So what we're going for here with the right knee in first is to compress the A7 colon. Get your shit moving. So balloon your breath into your thighs and press thigh into the belly as much as you can. This is also called wind removing pose. If we were going to be more vulgar, we would call it like fart pose. So benefits of being at home. You don't have to worry about anybody hearing or smelling your farts. All right, come into twist, bring the knee across your chest and down to the floor. And just let your body rotate as much as it needs. that it's okay for the right shoulder to come up. In fact, you could just bring your right arm up above your head on the floor. And bring some nice deep breath in to just let go. Relax your core. And then ease on back. And switch legs. So now we're squeezing into the descending colon, so that's the exit side. The colon is kind of like a rainbow shape from the right to the left. So just massaging that poop. And it's, it's physical and it's energetic, so it's working with the natural release patterns in the body. Take a big inhale into that left hip. Exhale, come into spinal twist. Bring the knee all the way to the floor on your right. Now, if your knee truly, truly won't get down to the floor, even if you let your shoulder come up, it's best to wedge something under there, so you can put your water bottle or a pillow if there's one nearby, or a block. Or you could even use your own hand, make a fist, give yourself a little more space there under the knee. Deep breath. And just really soften into this. And ease out of that. Come onto your back for Shavasana, final resting pose. So you really want to get comfortable here so you can let go as much as possible. And some ways to do that are to tuck your tailbone on the floor, so you know your feet to the floor for this. Tuck the tailbone and get the low back as close to the floor as you can. And then either stretching out the legs long, or if you like to have your feet on the floor, just take your feet wider than your hips and let the knees rest in toward each other. Scoop shoulder blades down and out to the sides. Lengthen neck on the floor. And surrender every cell of your body to gravity. You can let your breath just go natural. Opening up to receive all the benefits of your practice. This is a yoga pose. And it's a really important one because it's when you come in to integrate your practice. To let your body's wisdom just take over completely. Let your spirit relax into the body so deep that it feels like you're going out of the body. There's infinite space inward and outward. So you could go on a little star travel journey inside. I'm here holding space for everyone in this class to get precisely the healing that they need in this rest time. With such ease and grace. Includes people who are watching the recording. No space, no time. Begin to deepen your breath. Move your ribs and your belly wide. And let's come back together with 3 community sighs. So take a big inhale, so belly stretches open. Inhale, fill up. Let it go. One more. Keep drinking in those deep breaths and moving them out. Wiggle fingers and toes. So this, I feel, is about learning how to wake up in a really pleasurable way. So as you wiggle your fingers and toes and you feel them moving against each other, just taking in the pleasure of those really simple sensations. The pleasure of that breath, stretching your lungs open and releasing. And then any other movements that feel good, you can just kind of roll your head side to side. You can stretch out like a big kitty cat on the floor. And then ease over onto your left side. We'll just take a pause there. Get comfortable. Feel into that spot that you chose to work with today. And just let yourself be with it. Notice how it may be different. And give that area some gratitude, and maybe you can feel it already bubbling up out of that area. For your practice today. So to come up, keep your head down. You're just gonna, this is part of the reprogramming in the neck and shoulders that I teach. So you're just gonna keep the head hanging and use the arms to press body up. You don't need to look at anything here. So now that you're seated, just keep the head down and cradle your head with one of your hands or both of your hands. So it could be palm to cheek or palm to forehead. Hold your head. On the inhale, press your head up. Bring palms together at heart center. Chest lifted. So closing with this sacred word, namaste, which means the light in me sees and honors the light in you. And so as I say it, I'm recognizing myself and each of you who are watching this now or ever. Hello, I see you. Take a deep inhale for it. Namaste. Be gentle with yourself in your day. You can carry this practice with you. Keep breathing deep. Keep noticing the spot today. I keep rubbing here because this is my spot. If you love this class, take it again. And this is a foundations class, so this is a basic class, and we'll have other ones that are more next level. But you can always bring these principles with you and what you learn into those other classes to honor your own personal edges. But thank you so much for being here today, whatever day it is for you. And namaste. Blessings. Feel free to contact me with any questions in the group or on this video. Bye-bye.